tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
You heard it.
How's everybody doing out there? Welcome into Kourtney and Khloé Take the Hamptons. Last episode, season finale. Thank God. I'm Bobby. That's Jessie. That's Frankie.
I have hiccups.
Sterling's out tonight, and I just want to put a parental advisory out there for you guys. If you're sensitive to bad language, I would turn it off right now, because fuck this spinoff. This is the worst.
Also, if you like the show, you probably shouldn't watch.
This is the worst season of television. This is the worst episode. These are the worst people I've ever seen in my life. Lord knows I love the Kardashians. I love Keeping Up With. Of course, I was going to do the spinoff with y'all. It wasn't even a question. Fuck this season of television.
Bobby.
Nothing happened. I'm in a bad mood.
I think you scared my hiccups away. Let's be real.
It's post-holiday. Everybody's going back to work. Everybody's going back to school. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. I did. I know you guys did. But now we're going back to the real world. We've all messed up our New Year's resolutions already. It's January 4th. We've all screwed them up, let's be honest. So I'm in a bad mood tonight.
Bobby's
and the mood,
negative tonight, guys.
And the mood is worse because this fucking show, I told you it was a language episode tonight. This fucking show was awful. We'll jump into it now, but suffice to say, it was awful. And I told y'all I had an announcement just joking around when we were watching this thing. I will not be doing any more Kardashian spinoffs for AfterBuzz. Okay.
Except for Keeping Up.
Regular Keeping Up, of course. I would love to come back next year. We saw the preview. We can talk about the end. It looks great. Any other spinoff? Kourtney, Khloe, Kim, Take a City.
I was featured on one of the spinoffs.
I'll watch it. I ain't going to talk about it on AfterBuzz.
Come on.
I will never do another spinoff. None of them have been as bad as this one. They've never been good. This one was awful. Fuck it. Fuck
you
the
really
spinoffs.
scared my hiccups away. I just want to let you know that they're gone.
I know I'm in a bad mood. Y'all can criticize me or whatever. I'm salty. You can say whatever you want. This was an awful season of television. Even by the Kardashian standards, they're not making Emmy Award-winning television in the first place. Yikes. This was fucking awful. Fuck this. Let's just get into it. First things first, Malika. Listen. Fuck Malika. What is her problem? I'm in a bad mood. I'm sorry. I told you guys, parental advisory, explicit language. We've got to have fun with it because it's such awful television. Malika's controversy is what's called a non-troversy. It's a Nothingburger. She gets drunk. She tries to kiss Khloe. Who cares?
And she makes the comment,
who cares?
You know you think about kissing your friends. No, I don't think about kissing my friends.
In her defense, though, I've heard a lot of girls do, and I'm not saying that in some weird lesbian way.
They're
it just kind of happens.
To do it for attention, Bobby.
That might be true.
I
but
don't
either
need
way,
attention. I don't do it.
You that's true. You don't need attention. You just dye your hair red, which looks good, by the way.
Hi, thank you guys.
No, this is a Nothingburger. First off, this is conflict resolution for 5-year-olds. Kourtney and Khloe, and in Malika's case, Khloe, does not learn conflict resolution as a kid. So this Malika thing happens, and then Khloe goes dark on her for however many days. An adult would go to the person the morning after the person sobered up and said, hey, dude, you were pretty funny last night. Don't kiss me no more. Let's nip that in the bud.
True.
A child does what Khloe did. And then Kim at dinner calls Malika and says, hey, Khloe, it's a Dash girl, and fools Khloe into talking to Malika. They hang up on each other. The child exacerbates the problem with more childishness. Fuck this. This was a non-story that they made into 20 minutes of the episode, and I want an hour of my life back.
And Kim is a troublemaker. That is not the first time that we've seen her do something like that. It's like she tries to stir the pot, and she feeds off the drama because her life is so boring.
Who else was there at that dinner who likes to stir the pot?
Oh, Jonathan.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a...
He's the worst. I've said it before. He's the worst. Dude's the worst. I'm with Malika. Malika said early in the episode she doesn't like him. He's kind of an asshole. I'm with you on that, Malika. Just don't get tipsy and kiss Khloe. He's the worst. He's a pot trouble stirrer guy. Kim is a pot trouble stirrer girl. those two together, combined with this childish situation that Khloe, you know, is complaining about, well, I don't want to deal with Malika, whatever, I'm going to give her a few days off. An adult would go to somebody in the morning, say, hey, that was funny. It wasn't like I was threatened by you, because I obviously wasn't.
We made out last night.
But you were a little over the top.
Just
So
a
just rein it in a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing. Stupid. Total nothing burger, total controversy. Terrible on all fronts, not a real story, and this was not a real story, and not a real plot line, and they still managed to fuck it up. Okay? This is
I can't even say anything right now because Bobby's just so adamant about that
hates
word.
the Kardashians right now. I can't even say their name.
Marissa's engineering for us. She just told me I fulfilled the fuck quota. That was my last one. So I'm done now. I'll stop swearing. Maybe I'll use other language, more colorful language.
I like fudge. Fudge is good. It's great eating it, and it's great for, you know, substitute for that for it.
Just say fudger. Fudge.
This is an awful season of television. Let's just be honest. Let's cut to that again right now. I can't get over this.
If I could go to the Hamptons and have a TV crew filming me, I think I might like it.
Well, you would like it because you're the one on camera theoretically getting paid and doing all that stuff.
True that.
Would we like it? No.
Bobby, you wouldn't watch?
No, I love you. I'm just saying it's not good television. If you were on this season of Kourtney and Khloé, I wouldn't say, oh, it's all of a sudden good because Frankie's on it. It still sucks.
Hey, talking about Malika.
I don't know where to go after this.
I'm just being honest. You can weigh in with your opinion. I would love to hear from you on YouTube or Twitter or something. I'm not lying, though. I'm not wrong. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling it like it is. This season sucked.
Yes.
No more. Stop doing it.
You were going to say something, Joseph?
Oh, I was just saying I really want to go wine tasting like Malika did. I didn't think.
Nice segue.
I mean, I didn't think she did anything wrong by getting drunk because I would have done the same.
Yeah, no, and I don't think Malika was out of line. Maybe when she's like touching Chloe's boobs, it's like, all right, calm down.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
That was a little bizarre.
I don't know. I've done that to my BFF. Like,
there you go.
But it's not a lesbian thing.
Exactly.
Like, it's like and she's never thought lesbian from me. I've never tried to make out with her. It's just kind of like that.
Jessie just touched Bobby's boob.
Well, I didn't know how you would react.
Surprisingly, that didn't cure my bad mood.
I just don't even know what to say right now at this point.
You know.
What are you guys drinking? Maybe I need some alcohol. Okay, I don't want to talk about Malika anymore. That's a non-story. We spent like 4 minutes on it. That's a complete non-story. Segue as we go to our next topic, which will be the Kourtney and Khloe fight, which is marginally more interesting. Again, a non-story, but we'll get there. If you haven't already, we know you guys have been doing this on YouTube, commenting, rating us on iTunes, hitting us up on Twitter. Keep doing it. Go on YouTube, comment in the comment box there. We're obviously going to be back next year with Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the regular show. Or this year, 2015.
Happy New Year's,
this
guys.
Year.
First of all.
What's your resolution?
Eat more In-N-Out.
We know where Frankie's going.
Have you followed it in the first 4 days?
Nope. I think I might go after this.
That's a real nothing burger, In-N-Out. Okay, let's talk about Kourtney and Khloe in this fight. I have a lot to say about this fight, as I'm sure you guys guess I do, but I want to know what y'all think about this thing first off.
I think they were both. Sorry.
No. Go ahead. Who's right? Kourtney, Khloe. Who's right in this wine fight?
I think they're both wrong. First off, Khloe went really low by calling Scott sloppy man. That was ridiculous. Especially
that's her baby daddy.
Especially after he like took care of her the night before. Kinda. She wasn't even really that drunk, but he did kind of take care of her. And but Kourtney was wrong because I think she was just like obviously hormonal, and she just woke up and she's like, well, this mess, you know, like I've done that before too, waking up and like my apartment's been trashed. I'm like, what the hell happened last night?
Let me cut you off real quick. The mess was 2 bottles and 3 glasses. That's not a mess.
But
that's not a mess.
Kourtney is OCD.
Oh no, for sure. Bruh. That's not a mess. I mean, come on.
No,
it's not. But it is annoying. Maybe she cleaned the night before or something like that.
It took her 2 hands to pick up everything.
But what I'm saying is, I know that like I've like done housework, and then the next day it'd been like that. Even though it wasn't anything big, it's just like, hey, I just spent all this time cleaning. Like we don't know the backstory right there. So I think I can see where she's annoyed, but she did take it to another level. She could have been like, hey guys, clean up after yourselves. Don't be a dick.
Exactly.
You know?
This is more conflict resolution for 5-year-olds. What does Kourtney do when she sees the quote-unquote mess, which is 2 bottles and 3 glasses that she picked up with 2 hands? She flips out. What would an adult do in that situation? Hey, Khloe, Kim, y'all are adults. You need to clean up for yourselves next time. Or an adult would leave it out and say, you guys clean it up. It'll take 10 seconds. Y'all clean it up. But no, a child does what Kourtney did. And then another child does what Khloe did to respond to Kourtney. And then we have 2 children yelling at each other because apparently Kris Jenner never taught conflict resolution to her daughters.
Well, she doesn't like conflict at all. Like, she just kind of what was that noise?
That was me not knowing what to say in this.
I'm not wrong again. I'm sorry. I'm 2 for 2 on this show. These people are, as much as I love this family, and I have to say this again because I'm not just hating them at will over everything. I love watching this family. They're hilarious. They're stupid. They're cheesy. Everything great that we love. In this situation, this whole season, they've been idiots.
I just really like that we saw Kourtney's little bump.
That's great. Wonderful.
She's already had that kid.
I know
that kid's old news.
I know Rain is here.
Rain.
But it was really cute to see her little bump.
Feel it on my fingertips. Sorry.
Okay, so moving back to this fight. And then we see that Kris becomes the voice of reason. When Kris and Kim are the voice of reason, you know you've gone off the rails.
No, but you have to, like, most of the time, Kris and Kim kind of end up being the voice of reason no matter what. Like,
and then Khloe and Kourtney be the voice of reason when Kris and Kim get in a fight. So it's kind of a mirror for each other.
It's like, Kris, I mean, she's a mom at the end of the day. Moms always kind of know what's best. Because for me, anytime I have an issue, I call my mom.
Yeah.
So Kris kind of knows.
Doesn't always knows what's best.
Let's leave that one in therapy.
Sorry, Mom.
No, I totally understand. I know what you're saying. And Kris gives good advice. And obviously Khloe turns around. And then Khloe deals with both these problems like an adult. She talks to people. And each conversation, I know it's edited for television, of course, but each conversation takes 15 seconds. It's not a complicated conversation. We're not reconciling with somebody. This isn't Lamar. We're not reconciling the Lamar issue. This was a one-night tipsy makeout with Malika and a one-day spat about alcohol with Kourtney.
But first of all,
each one takes 15 seconds.
The whole thing with Malika, I like how she said, I want some of your chocolate, Khloe. And she's like, whatever. And she's like, you don't have a problem with Lamar being
dark chocolate.
And she's like, I was talking about the food.
Ouch, but funny. Malika. Ouch, but funny.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. I want chocolate. Dark chocolate.
Can I say that it was really aggravating? Sorry. I'm just trying to stay on topic.
Over this.
Can I say that it was... I didn't like how Kourtney was saying, you guys can't leave alcohol out. You can't leave this. I mean, it was wine. Like, it's not like we're talking all kinds of mixers, hunch punch, you know, Everclear. It's like they had some wine, girl. Like, calm down. And the fact that they're having to, like, not be able to drink in front of Scott and stuff like that. Like, he knows what he can handle. He, like, yeah, like, it's totally different, like a drug addict doing drugs in front of somebody. But whenever, I mean, I'm not saying alcohol is not a hard addiction to get over or whatever, but I'm just saying that people drink and you shouldn't have to not be able to drink in front of someone just because they have an issue.
I can see that one both ways. Kourtney made a correct point and went about it obviously the wrong way. There is a certain aspect where when you are Kim and Khloe, you're right in a bar or in a restaurant. If Scott goes to a restaurant with random acquaintances, if I didn't know you very well, if I was a recovering alcoholic, you didn't know me. If you had a drink around me, there's no expectation that you would know my situation. If we were best friends for decades, I cannot have alcohol, and we go out and you have a drink, it's a little bit different. Kim and Khloe need to know better. They need to know better that if we're going to get trashed with Jonathan and Scott's just going to sit there and be our lackey, he's either going to feel tempted or isolated. And neither one of those is positive for him right now. So that point of view is correct. However, the other side of that is personal responsibility, and Scott alluded to that. Scott said... Something just crashed in there. Scott said that at the end of the day, it's my responsibility. You could put all the alcohol in the world around me, but I have to make the decision to take the first sip. And that is correct, too. So there's a balance between the two. I guess I would just expect more out of Kim and Khloe. You can get drunk, but you need to understand Scott's in a position he's in. You maybe shouldn't tempt him or isolate him and make him feel like a third wheel that's not involved. And at the same time, Scott, at the end of the day, you're the adult. You have to lock it in, which he did. The one good thing about this episode, the only person I like after this season is the Lord himself, and the Lord acquitted himself very well this episode. I was very proud of him.
What Disick?
He did great, not only in that situation, but at the pool party with the kids. He was putting Khloe to bed when Khloe was drunk. I was very proud of the Lord today. I thought he grew a lot in this episode. Good for Scott Disick. I'm happy for him. Fuck everybody but Scott.
Do you know when Scott
Bobby.
made the comment, though,
True.
he said that hosting has gotten easier since he's sober?
Yeah.
I was going to ask y'all that. Do you think that that is true? Like, can you imagine, like, having to host, like, an event, like, where everyone's drinking? Like, do you think that would be easier or harder for you to be sober?
Look what he's doing. He's at a club. Like, it doesn't matter. You can just have fun.
I know. I have friends who are DJs, and they literally get handed drinks to them like it's nothing, and you can easily just be like, no, I'm cool. You're just DJing. And what I've known from going out, hanging out with my friends, is when you're sober, it's actually a lot more fun. Nothing to drinking, because I like drinking, but like, you have a good time when you watch everyone else just being really, really ridiculous.
This is completely anecdotal too, but I have a friend who's sober and loves going to bars with us when we drink because he loves being around drunk people. He thinks it's hilarious.
It's fun.
For certain people, that's
Some
right.
people,
And maybe
once they go to the extreme drunkenness, then it's like, we're gonna leave you over there. But the fun drunk people, that's great. It's a good time.
No, it is great. So maybe for Scott, he's found a niche in which to operate in this club thing. I've always been a proponent of him. If appearances make him money, if that's the way he supports his family and he likes doing them and he can do them and he can find a way to find a balance with Kourtney and do them, do it. You only get so long doing stuff like this.
But
if that's what you want to do.
A lot of those people, like people that make appearances and stuff, it's actually pretty good money.
Oh, no, it's good money for sure.
Hey,
Absolutely.
who wants to host me? But there was a time where I was sober for about 6-7 months or so, just for fun, to see if I could do it. And I still went out and I still had a great time. So it just depends on the person.
And you probably saved a lot of money, although that's not as big of a deal with Scott.
Well, it's not as big as a deal with women. It's easier.
Oh, excuse me.
But no, seriously, because I'm all about just buying drinks too.
Frankie's turning up on a Tuesday getting all the drinks bought for.
Wait, what day is it? It's Sunday?
Sunday right now.
Woo. What do you think about Scott acting?
What do you think about Scott acting?
I would watch something he's in.
I didn't
Let's
think
be
he
real.
did bad, but I do feel like everyone's kind of like setting him up to fail when all they keep saying is, "Oh, I'm so glad he got. I hope he gets into this acting thing. I hope he gets the acting bug. Like I hope he does this." It's like, we don't like what you're doing now, so we hope you get into this. And it's
every
like,
cameo ever is dumb. That's the definition of a cameo. So we see the clip from Royal Pains. There's no way for Khloe and Scott to look good. I didn't think they looked awful, but there's no way for them to look good because cameos are dumb. God bless those actors.
Especially when it's a cameo as yourself.
That's the point of a cameo.
Unless you're like on Entourage, with his like the ultimate place you want a cameo.
That's the one place where a cameo would be good because it's all tongue in cheek. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now, God bless those actors, the real actors on Royal Pains, who I'm sure went to conservancies in LA and New York, studied their craft for years,
Not necessarily.
are on a dream of finally getting a network television show, only to see Khloe and Scott come in the back door and join them on set in their own trailers.
Listen, Bobby.
God bless those real actors. Thank you for being so cool with them.
If I could be like Scott and Khloe and get my little 15 minutes in on a show, I'd be all about it.
Where's the art, man? Where's the art?
Doesn't mean I don't have passion for it.
Where's
it just
the
means,
art,
hey,
man?
I got a
little backdoor entry?
Yeah,
Where's the
why
art,
not?
man?
Hey, it's all who you know in this business.
If that's what they want to be, if they want to continue growing, then okay, I can understand that. But if it's just a cameo, it's a cameo.
I thought they did pretty good because I study actors, being an actor. Everything I watch, like I feel like I'm like looking at what they're doing, and like I don't know, I feel like they didn't do that bad compared to some of the shit I've seen on TV.
At all. Sorry.
I mean, some people get roles just because they're sleeping with somebody.
Or like Kim Kardashian get roles because they're Kim Kardashian. That's why Khloe's getting cameos because Kim got her cameos.
Listen, I can't wait for that day for me.
Are you gonna make a porno too?
XO Cheska.
Yeah, how are you
in my show?
How are you gonna get famous, Frank? You gonna make a porn with Ray J?
No porns. Just I'm really cool.
She's gonna make one with Malika.
Sorry, Malika.
That's amazing. No, I mean I thought they did fine on their cameo. Whatever. Is it gonna make me watch Royal Pains? No. Did a bunch of Kardashian fans watch Royal Pains because of it? Absolutely. So that's the point of that. I didn't even know Royal Pains was a show. I was with Khloe when she said Growing Pains. I don't know. Is what network is it on?
I've seen the preview for it, but I obviously any smart person would know it's not Growing Pains. Like who was on that show? Wasn't it Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
No.
Like or who was the guy, like younger guy? It was
Ben Savage.
No, that's
Right?
No, Ben
Wonder
Savage was Boy
Years.
Meets World, and Fred Savage was...
Or
Fred
Kurt
Savage.
Cameron.
Kurt Cameron. They all kind of blend together in the 80s.
Leonardo DiCaprio was on there too, wasn't he?
Yes, it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Damn, I'm so old. I can't remember.
See, that's how long ago that was. Like Leonardo DiCaprio was like 12
someone
or
told
13.
me Toy Story is 20 years ago. That shit blows my mind.
Oh wow.
That's a hell of a segue. This is what you get on
Sorry.
Keep It Up on Kourtney and Khloe
Sorry.
Take the Hamptons here on AfterBuzz TV, ladies and gentlemen.
20 years ago.
Speaking of segues, let's segue along to topic
Have you
number
ever
3.
rode a Segway? Isn't that what they're called?
Yeah.
I've never. Sorry.
I want to say something, a little side note. When we were talking about Kourtney, she needs to lay off the stress. It's showing in her face.
Ooh.
I was just going to say that. It's,
Kourtney
She's
is
throwing
the
shade
oldest-
like Malika.
No,
Kourtney is the oldest one, though.
I love her, and she's always been so pretty to me, but I was just looking at her this episode, and she's just looking so... Like, you remember how Chris was looking during all the Bruce stuff? Like, you can see the stress in people, and, like, it's, like, really showing. And she should be glowing right now because she's pregnant.
I wasn't even focused
well,
on her
she
face.
was.
I was looking at her little belly because it was really cute.
Well, let's do, for topic number 3, because we've already hit on, Scott's growth with drinking. Let's run down every single character in this season, what we saw all season from
Okay,
them and what we
let's
can
do it. Ready,
expect with
go.
them. Kim, what's up next for her?
I love her. Everything's possible. Go ahead.
I feel like she's just so... Like, I feel like she's kind of bored with her life. Like, I mean, I could be wrong, but this is just how I see it. I see that, like, she doesn't want to, like, go out and do anything because she's, like, so, like, wrapped up in Kanye. But I feel like Kanye is so busy doing his stuff that she's just doing a lot of waiting around.
I think Kim's just being a mom.
Yeah, but can Kim Kardashian really just be a mom?
Sure, why not?
As the Kardashians go, or as Kim goes, do the Kardashians go? In other words, if Kim decides to just be a mom, personally, awesome decision. But if she does that, does the business suffer?
Yes.
No.
Yes, no.
Yes.
Because, I mean, like, in all honesty, she could be a mom and then every now and then do something. And just the Kardashian name holds itself regardless of who's behind it. So.
Unfortunately. Kourtney, let's grade her out after this season. Where's she going?
I think she's gonna have another kid because remember she says she wanted 4, so she'll get Scott to have sex with her again, and she'll have another kid.
They just need to
She'll have a girl this time, so they'll have 2 and 2.
What will they name the child?
Sky.
Ooh, that's actually probably not a bad guess.
Or
Ocean.
Sail. Or they're all into this lighting, the lantern things. Like, you remember they lit the lanterns, they lit the sailboats, so maybe fire.
You should have stuck with Scott. Frankie, Kourtney, where's she going after this?
I mean, I think she's doing the mom thing too. So, whatever. I mean, not that I don't want her to have a nice big family, but I hope she and Scott figure out their little issues. If they really truly do have them, I don't know if it's all for show or not, but I hope they work out what they need to work out because they do have a big family already, and I want it to be happy, and I want them to be able to welcome more kids if they are open to that.
It does look like Kourtney and Kim are family women. Kourtney kind of always has been. Kim is going that way.
Yeah.
Does that create a growing rift between those two and Khloe?
I mean, I don't think it's a rift because at the end of the day, they're family. I can understand if Khloe has some sort of resentment for the fact that she doesn't have a child. But if you're family, you know what I mean, and you guys love each other, there's no hard issues between that. There should be no rift. It should be support. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I think Khloe will have a kid in time. I just think that right now she's, as you can tell by the way she acted with the Malika situation, she's obviously too immature for a child right now.
Good point.
So,
I don't necessarily think she's immature. I think she's still really holding on to the whole Lamar thing, regardless of the whole French Montana thing before and after. I don't know what their status is currently.
he's taking away her car.
But
Frankie.
That cheap Jeep we were bitching about a couple episodes ago.
I like Jeeps. Jeeps are awesome. I drive a Jeep.
One of our fans really got mad about that comment too.
Which
They're
comment?
like, Jeeps are awesome.
No.
Damn
Jeeps,
straight Jeeps are awesome.
Jeeps are awesome at our financial thing. When you're as rich as French and Khloe, you got to do better than a Jeep. I would love a Jeep.
There's some Jeeps that are freaking ridiculous. Like, I went to go look
You
to
need a
upgrade
Maybach.
my Jeep,
You need
and
a
I looked at
Give
these
him a
Jeeps
Maybach.
that were like, I was like, really? They were like all customed out. It was really nice.
But what do they cost honestly? 75 grand at tops, probably less.
But still, that's a lot of money.
No, it's a ton of money for us. When you're French Montana who raps about money, you got to give Kourtney
that's
a
Range
Bentley.
Rover too. I would honestly, if I could have a Range, absolutely, I would take a Range. But I have a Jeep, and I love Jeeps. I would take a Jeep over a Range if it was like pimped out for the same price.
Tahoe. That's my dream.
Or a Tesla. Anyways, I'm saying I think even though Khloe has been with French throughout the season, and you know she might not be right now. Being married to someone and having someone kind of hurt you on that level that it's not even personal how Lamar hurt her, you know, because he was going through his things. That's going to take quite a while to get over.
It is kind of personal. He did make a rap about her.
Okay, he was drunk or high or what the frick not, but at the end of the day, I'm just saying, like, it's going to take her a while to get over it. So she can't have any bad blood towards her siblings because they're just in different places. You know what I mean?
And I think it is personal, even if Lamar didn't initially mean, obviously, the addiction as a personal thing to Khloe. From Khloe's perspective, how can it not be personal? You chose drugs over me. You chose cheating over me. You chose this over me.
In that aspect, yes.
Yeah. And it's hard. And even though it isn't personal and you're right, it's hard for Khloe not to see that.
I mean, it's hard because you have to, what I actually learned last year is a lot of times you think about how people affect you and you're not really thinking about what they're personally going through. Clearly, Lamar was really going through something, and I'm sure he didn't intentionally mean to hurt Khloe, but that's just how his situation panned out, and in effect, in turn, you know, hurt them. So, you know, you can't, it really wasn't personal, but you have to just go and deal with it. You know, it just, things happen.
100%. We have an empathy deficit disorder in this country, and that's a good example of it. Next person, we've got Kim, Kourt, and Khloe down. What about Scott? Where does he go from here?
I think he can only go up. I mean, I don't think, honestly, he's actually hit rock bottom, what it actually takes for someone to really do a dramatic change. But I think he's on the good path. If he does go downhill again, I'm going to have to say I'm losing hope in him. Because I feel like since season 1 of Kardashians, we've seen him on this roller coaster up and down, up and down, up and down. And it's like, okay, after 10 years, dude, like, I get it. People have problems, but I'm sick of seeing it. Like, I don't feel sorry for you anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we have seen Scott go up and down with his situations. I think he is slowly maturing. Sorry, Bobby, but we all know that males kind of mature slower than females.
Why did you say sorry? I completely agree with you.
Okay, good. Okay, great.
Yeah, now this table is the exception, of course, as I am the most mature and you two are struggling to get out of the barn, but besides us three.
No, but I do feel like he's made some great improvements in this season for what we have seen them put out.
Yeah.
Because we all know this is very staged and very scripted
no,
to an extent.
don't say that.
You know, something gives me that idea. But I think we have seen him improve. Like, Scott, I feel like Scott has just like a young heart. Like, he's going to be a kid at heart. He's going to be Peter Pan. He's never going to grow up. So he's going to be pulling pranks and he's going to be doing this and this. But at the end of the day, you've seen him throughout the whole season and through the Kardashian seasons that he's a great father. He really cares about his children. You know, regardless of what's going on between him and Kourtney, you know, they're living in the same room or, you know, sleeping in the same room, whatnot. You know, he's a great father at the end of the day from what I see. I think, you know, he has his fun moments and we just probably see more of that on the show than whatever, but I think he did mature a little bit on this season.
And we are all rooting for him. I know what you're saying, you're running out of patience, but we are rooting for him. A viewer told me earlier today he's the most quote unquote real one on the show with kind of real human problems.
Yeah, because he doesn't really care. He kind of just talks about whatever.
I don't know. I think he does care. I think he cares a lot about what people think of him, and I think that's where his insecurities come in.
I disagree. I think Scott's the only one in on the joke. There's a lot of people on this show, and we've criticized the Kardashians before, for being too serious about their celebrity. Scott's the one who's very sarcastic about reality, knows that he's ridiculous, and plays that persona. So Scott, to me, is the most sympathetic character, if only because he is in on the joke with us, and when we make fun of him, he can laugh at it with us because he knows he's ridiculous. But who knows? That's my take. Next one. Didn't see her very much this season, but we know a lot about her. Where does Kris go from here?
Well, we saw on next season she's
empire.
like dating some guy named Corey, and I think we've talked about that.
We have talked about Corey.
Are they still together? I don't think so, right?
I
really don't know, honestly.
We'll just leave it as suspense.
I stopped looking at the gossip magazines in the grocery store checkout because I would be stuck there for hours if I looked.
So, Kris, what do we think?
Anyway. I feel like she's just gonna keep being a momager and
She gonna do her thing.
Kendall's the next project.
Kendall.
Kendall or Kylie?
And then North, eventually. North is coming, guys. Get ready.
Yeah.
I heard a commercial for Northwest like school or something like that, and I was like, that's crazy.
Wait, what?
That
They have a school?
no, it's like a community college or something.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, okay. Sorry.
I'll go ahead and say this since we're talking about Kim and North, and it's, you know, not really big news and gossip, but I heard that they don't know if Kim's going to be able to have another baby. Like, North was kind of like a miracle baby.
Really?
What? Why?
I don't know. I just heard
Please
it on
don't
the radio.
tell me her age because shoot, I need to hurry up.
I know. I was like, gosh, should I freeze my eggs? But no. I'll adopt Pink.
Oh yeah,
What's
from
that? Isn't that-
Indonesia, right? Or where
Yeah.
were they?
What the hell are you talking
Her
about?
name is
Pink.
Pink.
Remember when they?
Oh, Pink. Yeah, I love Pink. She's great.
She's great.
That was the realest person on the show
She'll
besides
be
Scott.
like 20 by the time I adopt her.
I remember Pink. She was great. Next person, didn't see him at all this season. We've talked a lot about him.
French Montana.
Rob.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
You know what? I hope like we every at the end of every episode we talk about news and gossip and all that, and we talk about Rob every now and then. I hope he comes back out in the light just a little bit. I understand like retreating from all that after a while I'm sure it gets to you like crazy, especially on a level of Kardashian, like, you know what I'm saying? But I hope he just continues to grow better and do better things for himself.
And even if he doesn't come back out in the light, hopefully he's getting healthier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Himself, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's really funny you say that. Every time I go on a hike, as you know, when you're like thinking when you're hiking, like I honestly hate hiking. I just do it for the exercise.
Hiking's so
like,
much fun.
Oh, it just wears me out. I hate it. But I feel very good about myself after I do it. But while I'm doing it, I'm like, God, Rob Kardashian was here with me. Like, we could get through this together. Like,
You hear that, Rob? I think she's trying to tell you
come
something.
hike with me, Rob.
Something tells me you're not the only person who's made that proposal. Next up, big career ahead, Kendall. Where does Kendall go from here?
Kendall just
She wants to get
Moving on
away
up.
from the Kardashians. That's
Keep
all
working,
she
girl.
wants to do. She just wants to be a model and do her thing, and that's why she just wants to be Kendall. She doesn't even want to have the Jenner Kardashian association. She just wants to be Kendall.
I mean, I understand the one name wonder, you know, like Madonna or Prince or something like that. But I mean, ultimately, she has to thank her Kardashian Jenner background. So I don't think she's running from it, but she is definitely going. And I think she's a great model. She has a really great look, and I just hope that her career like keeps going. I'm definitely jealous that, you know, I'm sure it wouldn't have taken off as fast as it did if she didn't have that, you know, Kardashian or Jenner background. But I think she's great. She's gorgeous.
Well, she was given a lot of opportunities, and she like nailed everyone.
Yeah,
she was
she's
really
great.
good at it.
She's
That's
great.
the thing about getting opportunities when you know the right people. You're lucky or blessed to get the opportunities and know the right people, but then you do have to take advantage of them. And she
Absolutely.
did take advantage of them. Now, the Ashley to Kendall's Jessica Simpson.
Oh, I loved Ashley Simpson.
What about Kylie?
You know, Kylie has her own limelight. Like, I know tons of guys that are obsessed with her, so she has her own following. Regardless if her lips are
Just for the
injected or
record,
not.
you know adult men. Kylie is like 16.
She's
Okay, I'm
just
talking to guys
trying
younger
to-
than me, so it's not that bad. Since
How
I'm
much
kind of a little
younger?
old, probably about half, like maybe like
Half
5 or
your
6.
age? You're talking
no, not half my age.
13-year-olds?
At least 6 or 7 years younger than me. But I think she'll have whatever she wants to do. She's gonna be successful at it. Just again because she does have that name behind her. But just what I've seen, I feel like she has kind of like a passion or drive in her to whatever she wants to do. I think she's going to be able to do it. She doesn't really cling on to the name. So I think she's going to be able to do whatever she wants to do.
Just needs to be a teenager right now. She needs to find herself when she gets older and she, you know, maybe go to college, maybe discover what you want to do. She's only, like you said, 16. Like, when you were 16, what were you doing?
Playing baseball.
I was cheerleading, so.
Lifeguarding at Raging Waters.
So, see,
Wow.
I had a great
normal.
tan, by the way. Really good tan. No, but you know what? She is young, and honestly, that's not really when you figure out who you're going to be anyways. It's not till you're in
I
your
still don't know
20s.
who the hell I want to be, to be honest with you.
Seriously, any of you guys out there who are under 25, it's just going to go crazier from after then. You're going to figure it out later than that. So yeah, I think, yeah, be young, have fun, and enjoy what your last name brings to you. But I think there's good things for her out there, whether they like write another book or, you know, ghost.
Ghostwrite.
Wasn't
Help.
that a flop?
Well, either way, there is one thing to say about Kendall and Kylie, and that is this. Don't ever feel bad or guilty about your name, your upbringing, and the resources that you have. You didn't do anything good or bad to create them. Now, recognize that you did not build this yourself. Your parents did this. Your family did this. You were blessed with a very, very blessed, preferential upbringing, but that doesn't mean you feel guilty about it. You don't need to eschew it. You don't need to say, screw this, I'm going to do my own thing. Use it to your advantage. Why not? But just, you know, understand where you're coming from, that the average person does not come from that same place. No. And if you can walk that line in balance, Kendall and Kylie, and this is true of everybody in that situation, if they can walk that line in balance just in life in general, they'll be fine. Now, my favorite, don't you guys dare say a bad word about him. If you do, I'm kicking you off right now. Bruce!
Well, looks like from what we can see from next season, he's partying it up. Like
easy on the bruiser. Animal. Easy on the bruiser.
I hear he's wanting to be a woman. Speaking of tabloids.
Easy on the bruiser. Easy on the bruiser.
You know how we were talking about reading like the extra magazines in checkout lines? Well, I read that Bruce wants to be a woman, and he was seen wearing women's clothing. Was that on like New York Post or one of those like really trash?
Was this in the National Enquirer?
Yes. Can I tell you a really quick story about myself, really fast? Hopefully. When I was like 7 years old or something, really young, in the grocery store, one of those bogus magazines had like a dinosaur, and someone like caught it or something, and I totally jacked it and had to return it. Whatever, I was so fascinated.
You stole it?
I did, I stole it. But yeah, those things are bizarre. Like, they come up with the craziest things. So I don't think Bruce wants to be a woman. Let's be real.
He might like wearing
He might
clothes.
like his long hair and ponytails. He might rock it better than some ladies out there. No offense. But I don't think he wants to be a woman. And if he starts dating, good for him, because Chris is already out there doing her thing.
Bruce needs a woman, that is for damn sure. 2 more people, then we'll go to the store itself. What about Malika? Where does she go from here? Who's she make out with next?
She's going to stay at the Dash house because Khloe doesn't want her back in LA with her to get drunk and rape her. She will remain in New York.
Malika goes on probation. What about my least favorite guy, Jonathan? Where does he go from here?
I really don't care.
What is he doing? Do you remember that TV show that they used to have with him and Simon? Like
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
It was like a PR. It was like publicity.
Really?
They're big douchebags.
Didn't pay attention. Sorry.
I don't like. Does he even do that?
I guess this is my question for the New Year's resolution. In 2015, if America collectively made a resolution of no more Jonathan, would that resolution happen, or are we stuck with him?
Oh, no, I think it could happen totally.
He'll always be, you know, kiss ass with Kim and them because he don't want to ever get out.
I just want to put that out there. I don't really know him outside of the show, so I don't know, but we could do without him on the show.
We could definitely do without him on the show. Last question, last organization, the Kardashian brand, Dash, Kim Kardashian's mobile game, all this stuff. Does the business empire just keep growing and growing? Do they ever hit a snag, or are they just going to keep striking gold every year?
Is Dash even doing good? Because they were talking about, you know, the pop-up store. They had to close it. And I don't think the Dash here does that great.
The point of a pop-up store was to close it, though. It was a temporary store.
Right. So it's a temporary store.
Yeah, that was a temporary store. They knew it was temporary going in.
Especially in the Hamptons, it's only Hamptons. It's only a season, you know, that you really go out there.
Kim's mobile game made how much money? How many tens of millions of dollars?
I know people that legitimately play that, and I'm like, seriously? I'm still on Candy Crush, so I'm sorry, Kim. But you know what I'm saying?
I don't play any.
No, I don't either.
You're missing out. All right.
Okay, so the empire just continues and continues.
Honestly, it's going to continue, and I don't think it's ever going to just like be, you know, like a big thing that's like, oh, it's not anymore. It's just over time things and fads change, and eventually it's not going to be as big of a deal as it is right now, but it's going to be probably at least a decade in the making or so.
Let's have a little fun. This is total speculation. Obviously, we are not mind readers. We do not have a crystal ball. We are not psychics. If you were to predict what would bring down the Kardashians, I'm not talking scandal necessarily. I just mean if you were to predict what takes them off the air, makes them less popular, is there an event or a person who is going to undermine this thing, or do they just go out of favor over time?
I think the only person that could ever blow them out of the waters would be Taylor Swift if she had like multiple Taylor Swifts.
So no, the answer is no.
So the answer is no.
Or if they do another season of this, the Hamptons,
there would still definitely be fans.
There will definitely be fans if they do a season of that.
I think I think we weren't the only people disappointed.
I believe the crux to propping up or killing the Kardashian empire is Kanye West. Kanye makes so much money. Kim has already made so much money. The incentive for them is not necessarily money anymore. Maybe as business people, they want to continue those interests. But Kanye does not need Kim to go out and be a breadwinner because he's making tons of money. He now has a family with her. And the more he pulls her away from Kardashian functions, whether it's business opportunities, I don't know if he's doing that as much, or media, television, which he is doing, the more Kanye pulls her away, the less the Kardashian brand is worth. Kim is the breadwinner in that family. Kourtney is not a star. Khloe is not a star. Kendall is not a star in the same way. She's more of a niche fashion thing right now. Kylie, Kris, Bruce, certainly not. Kim is the girl. If Kanye pulls her away, that family loses a lot of luster.
I think at this point, I think the name just carries itself. Definitely Kim is the ultimate, when you think of Kardashians, if you want to rank them. But I think the name itself stands alone at this point. So I don't think if you took Kim out of it, it still wouldn't. It's the Kardashian name would still be a big brand.
Interesting. All right, last question for the two of you. We will all obviously be back if AfterBuzz will have us for keeping up with the Kardashians. I don't know.
Bobby might have got us kicked off with all those damn F-bombs.
For the main keeping up with the Kardashians, you know how I feel. Will you two be back for the next spinoff?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Wow.
This was, not this show,
spin-offs?
but
the spinoffs, not Kardashians.
It depends on the spinoffs. It depends.
Well,
I mean,
we're all leaving.
I like coming here to AfterBuzz and talking about fun stuff, so I just might be here. But unless it's like Kim and Kourtney take on mini golf or something like that. I don't know.
The only spinoff, I've said this before and I'll say it again, the only spinoff I will watch from now on is
Francesca Takes the World.
Kourtney and Kim, or whoever, the daughters, take Abilene, Texas. If they stick them in Abilene, Texas, I will watch it.
You just want to go back to the
kind
era
of like Simple Life.
I want to go to a ridiculous city.
Life.
Go to an anti-Kardashian city. God bless Abilene. I know it's a great town. It's not a Kardashian town. I want them to go to a non-Kardashian town and flounder in a real place in real America.
What if Kendall, let's be real.
What if Kendall and Kylie had their own show? Would you watch it?
Oh, it would take off immensely. That would be like, that actually is probably their next step.
They would actually take the place.
No, seriously, that would be literally their next step. If Kendall would agree to something like that, that would just go
Let me put it this way. The probability of me coming back for a spinoff is the same probability of Mike Huckabee becoming our next president in 2016, which is the same probability of Kourtney Kardashian becoming our next president in 2016. And that's 0. Those two will not be president.
Is this a presidential year?
2016 is.
Okay.
Mike Huckabee, former governor of Arkansas, just announced that he's looking at running for president. He has no chance of winning. Sorry, Mike. Yeah, the probability of him going and becoming the president is the same as me coming back for a spinoff. None. 0, zip, zilch.
But
nada.
you'll be back for Kardashians.
I will be back for regular Kardashians because I love them, and it looks like it's going to be a better show. We saw the preview today, as you all did. But those spinoffs, God bless them, they suck.
I didn't say it. Bobby did.
It's true. Debate me. I'm not wrong. That's it this week, season, year on Kourtney and Khloé Take the Hamptons. Thank God we finally made it to the damn barn with this show. Frankie, Twitter, Instagram, social media, where the hell can people find you if they want to?
XOCESCA. Also, that is my website where you can just find everything all linked together in one spot.
Frankie is actually a great photographer. You guys should check out her website.
Thank you kindly.
Go for it, Jessie.
Cool. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Jessie Owen.
And I cannot wait for your comments about how I'm so dead wrong that this was an awful season. I'm not. I'm right. It was awful. On Twitter at Bobby DeMuro. I don't really use Instagram, but follow me anyway. Sure, why not? Who cares? At Mr. Bobby DeMuro. Comment in YouTube below here. I'm going to look at them all week at work just to screw around with people. Let's see what you guys have to say about how bad this show was, or if you have anything bad to say about me. Don't you say anything bad about the girls.
Definitely say bad things about Bobby. It's really fun to look at that.
Don't say anything bad about the girls. They're
it's kind of fun
sweet.
to get mean comments. It's kind of fun. It just makes me laugh.
It's New Year's. No mean things, guys. Great things. We will see you next season for Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
New year, new you. Yes. Keeping Up with the Kardashians. No more spinoffs. See you guys. Have a great season.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.